Price puts it in for the first field goal of the ball game for the Roadrunners. Mike Price, a redshirt freshman from Chicago, is one of those complimentary pieces to the one we'll watch, and certainly we'll have a graphic and a story on him in a moment, named Dalen Smith. Nick Rice, Seth Myers, glad you're with us at SRC Arena in Riverside. The back-to playoff game between the two. One of the top 5 scorers in the league, Andrew Henderson, flips it in with the foul. First personal on the veteran, Tom Mack.
Yeah, you know, he's so good at that, at just driving into the paint and then playing through contact. You've seen it a lot from him and Marquis Worthy. They're very complementary to each other, and you can tell when Henderson goes in that he is looking to get to the line.
Damn, Seth.
Averages 79% of the foul line this season and converts the 3-point
Whose
play.
son is that?
An acquisition with Gus Arginal from small school Cal State San Bernardino. Really a major acquisition too, considering he's one of the better D2 transfers.
Yep,
in major
you're right,
basketball.
mine.
Look at him making the play coast to coast with a pickpocket and a finish.
That's exactly what you want to see from this UCR offense, getting hot quick, especially with that man, number 12. You want to see him heat up. He is, along with Marquis Worthy, just an amazing scorer, and he will lead you to a win in this game.
Yeah, 4th in the conference at 17.5 points per game. Pull up with the elbow good from Dalen Smith. As 2 of the marquee scorers in all the conference showed on early in this one. It's 5-4.
Dalen Smith, definitely a player to watch out for. He had 30 against the Highlanders last matchup back in January. And yeah, he's just one of the best scorers in the Big West, like you said.
Pierre Genesee is one of the best shot blockers in this conference, and he was there to affect the layup from BJ Colley.
Yeah, he didn't start last game, but he's looking to get back into the starting lineup and solidify his spot this game.
George off the back iron, and Colley grabs his second rebound.
That was it. That's what said the
Brady
city.
finds a seam, goes up on the 6'11".
So when it goes over to the right, you can see Seth's back. Right.
Really good finisher, and you can tell if
Right
you
there.
watch these games from UCR.
Right there. That's
it.
it.
You know that he's going to put some finesse on that ball.
There he is. Yeah.
First one is good. Halfway granny shot there from BJ Colley, but he does drop it in.
BJ Colley, you know, he's a very good finisher at the rim. It helps a lot with the pick and rolls. He's 71.6 from free throws, and just a great, huge piece of this team if he can stay out of foul trouble.
BJ Colley has fouled out in 6 different games this season. Roadrunners come in as the league's worst shooting offense and one of the nation's worst three-point offenses. So trying to get consistency from this group up front will go a long way towards their competitiveness the last couple weeks of the season. As that one from Dalen Smith is no good, but BJ Colley right away, just as we mentioned, picks up his second. Threw me for a little curveball there. That is his first, actually.
So not in too much trouble yet. That would be pretty bad if it was his second.
Right.
But Highlanders still have hope for him staying in the whole game.
Not to put our wonderful PA guy. I probably misheard him, to be quite honest with you. Now, Bakersfield, ironically, we talk about their thin bench. They're bringing in 3 guys right away off the bench.
Yeah, shooter Dalen Smith right now, 79.3% from free throw. He's probably looking to make both of these to bring them within 3. As both teams are not great with rebounding.
Enjoyed a great day from the foul line. Great day from the field overall to Dalen Smith, to your aforementioned 30-point game he had last month when these two teams played in Central California. Dalen Smith, an opportunity to backcourt violation. Haven't seen that all year, Seth.
That's quite the blunder. I believe I saw one in the women's game, but that was just a miscommunication right there. Definitely have to be careful with that. I know Gus isn't happy about that. He tries to run a tight ship around here.
Gus Argenal in his first year at the school. More on that in a moment. Here's Mike Price, who's going to do it all himself and draws the DeAndre Petit foul. 3 already against UC Riverside.
You know, obviously you never want to see a player pick up a foul, but for DeAndre Petit, it is kind of nice to watch him get physical like that, especially coming back from that injury against UCLA just a few games ago. Obviously, he's had a few weeks under his belt from that injury, but you definitely want to see a player play as physically as they did before the injury, after the injury.
Yeah, dealing with a knee problem he sustained. And, you know, while he's never going to be quite 100%, it's that confidence, I'm sure, which goes a long way towards whether or not he competes at the level we're used to seeing.
For sure. Definitely in this short basketball season that we have in college, you definitely want to see a guy regain his confidence, especially after a big injury like that.
Henderson matched up on Price. That is a matchup to watch in this one today. They have a 5-second. Indeed, they do. A disastrous offensive sequence coming right out of the break for head coach Gus Argenal.
Yeah, you've got the backcourt violation and then the 5-second violation. This offense is going to have to continue to heat up if they want a chance at beating this CSU Bakersfield defense and offense, as this offense looks like they're heating up.
Price, the air ball, ironically, a little broadcaster's jinx, Seth. We've had a debate all year on this program about whether that's actually a thing. I believe it kind of is.
It must be.
Yep, absolutely. Petit, that knee's feeling pretty good as he knocks down the triple.
It's funny that you said that and then it happened. I never believed in it, but now that I'm here, I think, it might be true.
I think it's half true. More on that story in just a moment. Bakersfield averaging 72 points per game this season, and that fall away is good. They've got 12, shooting 3 for 8 to begin. Not half bad for this offense.
Definitely not half bad for this offense. That Burnell fadeaway was just, that was beautiful.
Absolutely.
That was poetry in motion right there.
Yeah, Bakersfield's issue has not been their skill set on offense. Their problem has been once those guys take a seat, whether the bench can keep them in the game. Petit kicks to Henderson, and that 3 is good.
I got to talk to Gus Argenal about Henderson a while ago. He said that he's a smooth operator, There's so much trust there from Henderson following Gus to UCR, and there's trust from Gus to Henderson. I'm sure he wanted his guy.
Andrew Henderson led Cal State San Bernardino to the Division II NCAA championship game last season, one of the more slept-on players in basketball in the state of California. Grady got met up top for a leaping Tom Mack, the 6'7" big from Belgium. 26 blocks on the season, one of the many great shot blockers for this defense.
Yeah, this defense, if there's one thing that this defense is going to do, they are going to play hard. They're going to try to force you into turnovers. They're really good with steals. They're really good with that shot blocking ability. They've got both AJ George, Ronald Jessamy, and I believe it's
Well, yeah, Tom Mack is the other one. If you're talking about shot blockers, all 3 of them right there in the top 10 of the conference.
Tom Mack and Genestay.
Oh, yeah.
Genestay Jr.
Him too, yep.
He's also in the game right now. He's rocking the Dennis Rodman haircut right now.
That's right. 6'11". He comes in from Haiti and has taken his trip around the NCAA. Stops at Fresno State, Louisiana Tech, and now at Cal State Bakersfield. He is a one-trick pony. He certainly isn't the best shooter on the team, but his ability to affect shots is as good as just about anybody in this conference.
And that's what CSU Bakersfield needs right now.
Henderson to Grady for the layup, and like you mentioned, that is one of the rare layups they've given up inside in this period.
Yeah, it's Genestay and Ronald that kind of lock down the paint. You can tell that they really need that right now. Usually they want both of them in there at the same time. especially against a team like UCR who kind of thrives in the paint.
Smith draws contact, that one on Grady, and we'll head to the free throw line when we come back. A good one early from SRC Arena. The winner is in decent position. The loser is not. We're down to the final few weeks of the season. The tournament's our score is a little off on that one. Henderson with 21. Hudson Mays we'll talk about at the half with 24. But the story in that one was UC San Diego dominated the paint, outscoring the Highlanders in that painted area 40-26. But luckily for UC Riverside, they flipped the script tonight, up 8-2 in that category in this game.
Yeah, you can definitely tell last game was kind of a shell-shock moment from losing Jalen Daniel Dalton. He has a wrist injury. He's not going to be playing tonight. We are not sure when he will return, but you can definitely tell that he was affecting this offense big time while he was in. He was starting for a lot of those games, and you know he had a really good game the other day. He had a 15-point game. That was really great, and it was great to see him kind of flower into that, and as well as his defense. His defense in the paint is amazing. He's a forward. He's got a lot of length on him, and usually he affects the game a lot. And you can tell you get a different type of offense and defense with him in there compared to a guy like OG or Colley.
Yeah, transfer from San Francisco State. In 37 minutes, had 15 points and 8 rebounds and an outstanding effort against the Gauchos. And then to your point, MIA with the wrist injury, and with BJ Colley's the only big. He's been in foul trouble regularly with JDD out. Good interior defense from Pierre Janeste, the 6'11 big from Haiti. Hits the floor but blocked the shot.
Yeah, just like we were talking about earlier, Janeste is really going to be an effect in that paint. Not a lot of stuff gets by him, especially from other bigs. He's looking to knock down at least a few of these shots tonight. He's got a huge wingspan.
Absolutely. George missed the pull-up, and then that pass was thrown into the UC Riverside, or no, it was the Bakersfield bench.
That's something that we see with Marquis sometimes. He's a really great playmaker. He's a really great finisher. Sometimes struggles with turnovers, and that's something that he's looking to clean up. I know they've talked about it in the past. A great player, a great presence. I know his family is here right now. His family comes to all his games. I got to talk to him the other day. He's an amazing kid.
Pierre Janeste with the two-hand jam. That one off a beautiful attack out of CJ Hardy, who picked up the assist. Bounce from Jones. There's Worthy, who left it a bit short on the three, and Colley back tapped the rebound. Who wins on the glass in this one tonight will most likely be the one who wins the game. A block again from Janeste, who's really affected on both ends this game tonight.
And they're going to call that foul on Tyler Jones here. Another guy who was in foul trouble last game. I believe he had 4. But yeah, definitely Janeste looking to make his way back into that starting lineup and solidify his role. He's close to an end in his career here. I believe he's a junior, looking to kind of get ready for the next few years. And, you know, he's definitely making a campaign for himself here, looking to end up in the draft at some point, get a little contract.
It is incredible. A couple of these players certainly are capable of at least the summer league visitation. As that floater is tipped in and then back out again. That rim was just blocked off for a couple of bigs in there for Bakersfield. Pierre Janeste, the last to tip it.
Yeah, we've definitely seen a lot more Big West NBA representation in the past few years. This this conference is competitive. Very competitive.
Yeah, credit to a former Highlander now with the Bulls, and Lachlan Ulbrich, who just scored 9 points a couple of weeks ago when Chicago played the Miami Heat. One of the many Highlanders and members of the Big West that have played in the NBA. CJ Hardy had that one blocked, and Colley rescues it.
AJ Mitchell, second-round pick to the OKC Thunder. He's from UC Santa Barbara.
Same with Gabe Vincent, who played for the Lakers. Hardy tipped out by Petit with 8:58 to go in the half. The two teams are a combined 11 for 32 from the floor. That's sitting at about 30% tonight.
definitely need to clean that up, one of these teams, to pull away in this win.
Highlanders with one more rebound in this one and are shooting much better from the paint in this first half. That one rims out. Another miss from point-blank range. Ronald Jessamy, the veteran from Philadelphia, with a rough first half. He's 0 for 2. That one's up and in. Osiris Grady with a bucket.
OG having a good game so far. You definitely want to see that from Gus Arginal's perspective. You need to get a little bit more of a point spread here in these games. Usually it's the Henderson and Worthy show, but if Marquis Worthy Jr. and Henderson can kind of get a little break, that's a great thing to see.
Well, here's the break for Grady, who lost the handle on the ball. He was tripping and stumbling. Very fortunate that he draws the foul. That one on Darby. Or no, that was Kadar Waller, my apologies. His first personal and the 4th team foul.
DeAndre Petit with the inbound. He's a very good inbounder now. Definitely a growth spot for him throughout this season.
Division II player last year at Westmont and was the Pac-West Freshman of the Year over there. Worthy! Another field goal for the veteran out of Anaheim, Marquis Worthy. His first of the game, and for a man averaging 17 a game, certainly we were waiting to see him get on the scoreboard.
That was Andrew Henderson, I believe.
Oh, was that Henderson?
Yeah.
Henderson with the defense, and he skies right over Grady for that rebound. Ronald Jessamy. Jump ball possession belongs to the Highlanders.
What a great play there from freshman Ben Waller. Just a really good defensive play. Stuffed Ronald Jessamy. Really want to see that from your young players, just as a growth kind of point there.
Yeah, really an incredible effort early for the Bakersfield defense, but it is Highlanders by 7 in this one.
Bakersfield and UCR both average around 72 points per game, but the biggest kind of difference between the two are that Bakersfield allows 80.1 points per game and UCR allows 77.9 points per game, as well as their steals. Bakersfield has 7.7 and UCR has 5.1.
Yeah, the Roadrunners are giving up more points, but have been much more opportunistic. We have an early first tip between the two as we check out the matchup between Bakersfield and Riverside. We'll have starting lineups in just a moment as the first Bakersfield shot is short. Grady, his floater is no good, and that's tipped out of the way by Tom Back. Cal State Bakersfield is running 11 different starting lineups this year. Very similar story to that of UC Riverside. They've been banged up with injuries this season, and as of late, the fatigue has caught up to them. Petit, Colley, Grace.
Face a lot of adversity, as we talked about in this season, but definitely for the amount of adversity that he's faced, overperforming right now.
Certainly knows how to build a winner in Bakersfield. As the assistant, this team made the CIT in 2018-19. Henderson with the miss. He's 4 of 8, 10 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, and 3 steals. Really haven't been doing him much justice. He's having a whale of a game. Whistle away from the ball. Waller may have been the one tied up inside on Tom Mark. And indeed, he does commit the foul. That'll be his first personal and the 6th team foul against UC Riverside. They'll be in the penalty the rest of the half. Henderson with the steal, his 4th already today. And he missed it. If UC Riverside loses by 2, that may be the play they look at the rest of the night.
And Gus Arginal not happy in front of us.
Ben Waller grabs the rebound. That's one of those. You're having a great game. That type of miss, it's hard to get your confidence after a miss like that.
With a guy like Henderson, though, knowing him, he'll get it back. He'll make a 3 soon here, and that'll be the end of the mishaps there.
Petit whips the pass to Henderson. Is this the 3? It is.
Seth called it.
And what do you know?
Seth, what are the winning lotto numbers tonight?
If I knew, I would already be rich.
That's a good point. That's usually what the winning lotto people
Seth,
say.
you got to come up with better jokes,
Interesting.
dude.
Andrew Henderson with a sensational game. He's been just about perfect in shots that aren't layups or dunks. Ironically, the closer or the farther away,
This kid
the
is a
easier
natural.
the make is for Henderson, apparently.
Dalen Smith draws a foul there, looking a little injured as he gets up. His left shoulder kind of rubbing that left arm. Hopefully not injured. One of the most exciting players in the Big West to watch.
Absolutely. 1-1 for Dalen Smith. Roadrunners a putrid 19% from the floor today. This is a team that shot 70% in the first 10 minutes against Hawaii on Saturday. So to, gain that consistency will be the difference from Bakersfield being a competitive team to being a really good team. It's being able to hit your shots night in and night out.
Yeah, we talked about Dalen Smith earlier. He has 10 already in this game. So
Problem
definitely the heart of the offense right now.
Yeah, problem is he's been shooting it well, but the rest of the team is 3 for 20 from the floor, and they're not picking it up on defense. Colley against that man-to-man, spins on Jessamy, and may have stepped out of bounds. No, commits the 3-second. And UC Riverside commits their 5th turnover of the day.
Something that both teams definitely have to watch out for is turnovers. Struggled a little bit earlier in the season. UCR has definitely worked on it, but every once in a while you see a game that kind of shows that weakness again.
Yeah, 2 of the bottom 5 turnover teams in the Big West are these 2. Also bottom 5 in assists. So their ability to control the basketball has been a story all year. Price buries the triple. Roadrunners had 1 3 for the game against Hawaii. So to match that in the first half, a win for the visiting Roadrunners.
Yeah, Price is really special. He already has 9 points in this game. He's already surpassed his average, which is 6.7. He usually shoots 36.8 from the field, but today he's looking pretty good.
There's the 3 from Waller's been looking good too. The rebound is scooped up by Worthy, who tips in his miss, and UC Riverside is up by 7.
When you talk about grit, you think about Marquis Worthy Jr. Just really plays for every single thing that he can do, from rebound to playing through contact.
Jessamy no good. There was a lot of discussion right in front of us about that ball potentially being out of bounds. Wally drills the 3. It may have actually worked out for the Highlanders that he was in.
And you know what? Waller is just one of 3 amazing Australian players, young Australian players that UCR has this year. Not on just the men's. You've got Hannah Wickstrom on the women's, as well as Michaela Minshaw. All 3 are some great young players. I
would like to see that Aussie matchup, Wickstrom against Waller. I got to tell you, Wickstrom would hold her own in that matchup.
For sure. What an amazing scorer, rebounder, and defender. I mean, when you think about just the Big West and UCR women's basketball, you think of Hannah Wickstrom. She's been getting a lot of media attention recently. Well deserved.
Absolutely. And then for the man Aussie and Ben Waller, he was part of a incredible league, the Victorian Junior Basketball League in Australia, where he was a 2-time gold medalist. To win that award with 1,200 teams in that league, incredible performance from him. Worthy with the bucket and the foul.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about with that grit right there. Plays through contact. He's that type of player. Played at UMass last season, or last 2 seasons, I believe. And yeah, he will play through contact.
More on Worthy and more on the Highlanders' explosive offense when we come back. UCR leads it 33-21. That in year number 1 is quite the challenge to build into the competitor that he has in 2025-26.
And it's really a build, with all the transfers and new guys here, with only 2 returning students in Tyler Jones and Parker Strauss. It's going to be a struggle in the first year. And it's just going to be a mesh thing. You got to get your guys to mesh.
Yeah, every single player that scored a point last year for the Highlanders is not with the team this year. The fact that you were spending the offseason with name tags, like, hey, my name is this, and to win 8 games and to be competitive in many others, and that's a win for Gus Arginal. And then you get a recruiting class in, you get your, the mood of your program back. Almost everybody returns next season. The sky's the limit for this club a year from now. DeAndre Petit hits the three. Highlanders today, Seth, are shooting 5 out of 10 from distance.
Yeah, no, DeAndre Petit, one of the better three-point shooters in the league. He just doesn't take them often. I know he talked about not shooting unless he knows it's going in, right? He's 46.7% from three this year.
Well, that number is going to go up if he keeps this up. 2 for 2 today with 6 points. And Petit will take a breather with Ben Waller checking into the game. There's the other coach, Mike Scott, also in his first year. Building a winner with so many guys leaving is the name of the game for both of these schools. Now, of course, there's transition every year in college basketball with graduations. You add in the NIL and the transfer portal, and it's become a little bit of a madhouse for these coaches every year. But there's a whole new level of transition for this program. Speak about just how great a job it has to be with everyone leaving from last year.
Yeah, no, when you think about your culture kind of being disrupted, you've built something over the years, and all of a sudden you're bringing in guys who don't know the system, who don't know the culture, who don't know who you are, and you try to build an identity, and that's going to be really tough to find your identity.
A pass from Jones thrown away in the area, not much of an area, but the area of Henderson.
Yeah, and Jones has a new haircut. He had a birthday on Monday.
Oh.
So happy birthday to Tyler Jones, the redshirted freshman. So he's technically a sophomore in college, but he redshirted.
And the era of this basketball where you can play 9 years in the NCAA if you're, I believe, the tight end for Miami, a couple of other guys. I mean, shoot, second year, you're a rookie basically.
Yeah, no, definitely just an interesting time in college sports. I'm excited to see what happens here, though. Definitely going to be some big things happening in the next few years, probably some limitations, but we'll see where that goes.
Well, the big thing happening next year is that the Big West is going to add California Baptist. The three is good from Jones. The Highlanders tonight have more field goals from the three-point line than Bakersfield has from anywhere on the floor.
Yeah, you know, Tyler Jones, after he got that haircut, he must have some more confidence because that was a deep three.
Turnover for Cal State Bakersfield. This game came in, had the makings of a good one. Two rivals with the playoffs basically being here. The loser is all but eliminated. And the Roadrunners put up a complete dud in this first half. Down 17 with 2.5 to play. Really, you got to have a couple of stops in a row to give yourself a little momentum going into halftime. Instead, Waller will find an opening in the defense and missed it. Then Cauley, with a frantic putback try, blows the tip in. Turnover from Smith. Outside to Worthy, who throws the ball off the knee of Geneste. That's another turnover for the Highlanders. They're 7th. And Waller's in for the block.
Yeah, when you think about Waller, you just think about how great of a player he's going to be. He's already amazing now. And if I do say so myself, he might be the most Australian-looking person I have ever seen. I mean, with the mullet and the mustache, it's like it's in his blood.
And Tyler Jones buries another three. What's in his blood is 3-point makes. 20-point lead for UCR.
You love to see that from Tyler Jones. I'm having a visible reaction to these because that's just, he's pulled up from deep twice.
Veteran from Fresno, A.J. George, coming off a great game on Saturday. Nowhere near the same results in this one. Another miss. Price, who buried a three earlier from that range, got bumped with no foul, and that one's out of bounds.
Yeah, Geneste, excuse me, I'm speaking Spanish over here. Geneste giving everything he can. He's a really gritty player. He's for a 6'11" guy to be able to move like that and be as agile as he is. You can just see the difference between him and BJ Cauley. BJ Cauley is more of a lockdown, big kind of, there's no words to say about BJ Cauley. He's just huge. And that's part of the intimidating presence that he brings.
Listed at 6'10", I'd argue he's close to 300 pounds.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Look at his build. He's just massive.
Yeah, a veteran from Everett, Washington, played his college ball at Montana State, and Gus Argenal saw something in him as he acquired Colley by way of transfer from last season.
Yeah, and whatever Gus saw in him was exactly what was possible, because he's been great for the Highlanders this year.
Gus Argenal will call a timeout with 36.5 to go in the first half. Officials can't hear him, and finally they do. A 43-23 lead, and to take you on the floor right now, for those of you watching right here on ESPN, this coaching staff for UC Riverside, you'd think they're down 20 with the energy they have.
That's a part of what makes this team special, though. They will not give up until the game is over, and that it shows on the other side of the ball here, is that they don't let up until the game is over, and that's something that they've kind of struggled with in the past against these really, really, really competitive Big West teams, is that they kind of let their foot off the gas a little bit and get a little cold from three from the field, and kind of let their opponents get back in the game. But Gus is not letting that happen today, from what it seems.
Well, speaking of cold on the field, Cal State Bakersfield is having one of their worst first half shooting performances in the history of the program. 5 for 29 from the field. And Cal State Bakersfield is 1 for their last 16. A horrid first half of offense. Luckily for them, UC Riverside has had a flurry of turnovers. Otherwise, this 20-point lead would be even more.
Yeah, it's two of the things that both of these teams have struggled with. UCR with their turnovers and Bakersfield with their shooting percentage.
Beautiful pull-up from Petit. The shot was short, but the look was real good from Petit. And it appears we've got a foul on the floor against... they were calling Price, but a timeout is called first against Cal State Bakersfield. 21.2 to go, 20-point lead for UCR.
This game, it feels a lot closer than it actually is, if I'm being honest with you, just because the game has gone by relatively quick, and UCR has been in control the whole time, but Bakersfield doesn't seem to be out of the game. They're still playing really, really hard basketball, and you can tell when they go on offense that they're really scrounging for every single rebound and second chance ball they can get.
What do you want them to do here with 21 seconds to go?
Well, they need to generate some sort of offense. You'd like to go to Dalen Smith and try to get him the ball. You could also go to Price, who's having a really good game this year. Oh, Price is not on the court. Excuse me.
Well, Smith is on the floor, to your point, but he's standing under the basket. Interesting decision. Waller will be the one to attack, and he shoots off the dribble and missed it. The epitome of this first half of this offense. Half-court heave, and it is no good. Wide right from Jones. Cal State Bakersfield shoots 5 for 30 in the first half. Luckily for them, though, they were 12 for 12 from the free throw line, but overall, the Highlanders have got to be thrilled by the way they played on defense in that first half.
Oh, yeah, for sure. To hold a team to 23 in the first half, especially a conference rival, that's a huge thing. And if they want to continue this and continue to roll on into a win, they're going to have to keep up that defense.
Highlanders, when leading at the half this season, are 6-3, and if the Highlanders win, coupled with the Cal Poly loss, they will be 3 back of the tournament with 5 games to go. They wouldn't be out of it. A hole to climb out of, but first things first, you got to win tonight, and they're up by 20. We'll have halftime scores, a look around this league, our players of the week, and much more coming up next right here on ESPN.
Tyler Jones stepped in for DeAndre Petit earlier when he was injured. This game, he got a new haircut. He's now 1 year older than he was, and he knocked down 2 massive threes. I mean, it looked like it really put away the half for the Highlanders, even though it was about 5 minutes ago.
Well, the Highlanders in the last 5 minutes, 5.5 to be exact, have gone on a 17-2 run, and it began with those back-breaking threes. There was one of the first in the corner from Ben Waller, and then another just a moment ago from number 0, a veteran from Morgan Hill up in Northern California. You're familiar with that area. Archbishop Mitty High School. He was an All-Stater a couple of years ago. Tyler Jones. Big production off the bench from him.
Yeah, definitely good to see the Bay Area guys go off. It's kind of an unspoken bond there, even though he doesn't know me.
Not yet, anyway. Start of the second half. Glad you're with us. Nick Rice, Seth Myers, and a good one from SRC Arena. Highlanders would be 3 games back of the final tournament spot with a win and a Cal Poly loss. They'll play at Hawaii tonight at 9. Hawaii has 1 loss all season at home, so it's possible, 14-1 at home, it's possible that Hawaii loses to Cal Poly, but the money's certainly not on them getting it done.
Yeah, it's just a tough, again, really competitive conference this year.
Hawaii is going to be a member of the Mountain West, if I'm not mistaken, next season. They join UC Davis as the school's leaving, and then California Baptist and Utah Valley are set to join the Big West of UCR and company for next season.
Yeah, definitely sad to see Davis and Hawaii leave with how rich their history is with the Big West, but definitely wishing them well as they leave, but also excited to have 3 new teams in the Big West.
And, you know, the number one I'm excited about is California Baptist. To have that be a conference rivalry, and it's a great game even before they're going to join the conference.
And CBU has really been improving their whole athletic system these past few years. So I'm excited to see them just kind of join the Big West and make everything more competitive.
I believe they were an NAIA school before they went D2. I know they were D2, but I'm pretty sure they jumped 2 levels. Yes, my producer's saying. So 2 levels of divisions in 10 years, CBU has jumped. What an incredible program the Lancers are. A layup short from Ronald Jessamy for California Bakersfield.
Guy who just scored a minute ago, AJ George, definitely want to get him hot as he and Price.
Inside to Osiris Brady, the Vegas native, trying to give their Vegas hopes alive. A 2-hand jam.
As I was saying, he, Price, and Dalen Smith, they need to get hot soon if they want a chance to bring them back into this game.
Now Price has got 11, and Smith has chipped in 10 points for the visiting Roadrunners. Pump fake from AJ George, and that one short. He is 1 for 7 with 2 points and 3 rebounds in this one. Worthy finds an opening, drives on Price, bounces to Petit in the corner, and he attacks on Smith and nearly threw up an air ball.
A little surprised they took out.
Steal from Worthy, and he flips it in.
Oh, you could see he was going for that slam, but at the last minute he thought, you know what, I kind of watched Henderson earlier try to go for that back scratcher dunk and miss, so maybe I'll just lay it in so Gus doesn't get too mad at me.
Complete contrast in shooting tonight. Bakersfield shooting 17%, Riverside 44%. 2-hand jam, Jessamy with authority on the slam dunk.
I'm surprised they took out Haitian sensation, Geneste.
Yeah.
Geneste Jr.
Well, the only reason why you would is because, you know, a 6'11" guy playing 30 minutes is a big ask, but also he is a defensive first basketball player. And when you're shooting 7 for 35, you got to figure out a way to stay competitive on offense.
Yeah, he had a nice jam earlier, but I think he's looking to check in here after this free throw. So definitely bringing him back onto the court. It brings a lot of rebounds and it brings a lot of blocked shots. It brings a different type of look to your defense.
7 rebounds a game for number 7, Pierre Geneste, a 6'11" center from Haiti. He joins Bentley Waller on the floor along with C.J. Hardy and Kadar Waller, who is his brother, and A.J. George. Here's Waller into the front court. He played for Mississippi Valley State a couple of years ago. Now a member of the Bakersfield program. His brother, redshirt freshman Bentley Waller, nearly commits the travel. Here's Hardy, bumped by Cauley, offensive foul.
That's tough to see, especially you do not want Colley's foul number to go up. Excuse me, sorry.
They called Geneste with the offensive foul. You could have really given it to either player. And he'll take a seat with 17:06 to go in this second half. Foul trouble for Bakersfield. They have 3 personals assessed onto Mark, and now Geneste's got 3.
If you're a Bakersfield fan, you really want to see Kadar and Bentley do good. You know, they're kind of the hometown kids.
Andrew Henderson nearly with a circus follow on the reverse layup. And he finds the slashing Grady, who throws up the air ball.
The Highlanders looking a little finessey here with Henderson on the reverse, as well as Grady on the reverse air ball.
Pretty sloppy second half between the two. A combined 4 for 11 from the field with a couple turnovers between these in the early going of the second half.
I mean, they're fun misses to watch.
Yeah. Inside, and Cawley draws the whistle. Bentley Waller covered him up from behind, but it was Ronald Jessamy who now picks up his 3rd personal, joining Geneste with 3 and Mark with 3.
Yeah, back to Kadar. He's a hometown hero there. You know, coming off the bench, but, you know, making his way into the starting lineup sometimes. Shifty guard, really great playmaker. I believe he averages, he's 5th in the Big West in assists. No.
Just outside 2.5 a game, though, for Kadar Waller.
And he has 1.4 steals per game, which is 9th in the Big West.
Yeah. 5'11". I mean, to survive in college basketball at that height is no small feat.
No
Kadar
pun
Waller. Appreciate you catching that. Kadar Waller from Bakersfield Christian High School, where he was a 2019 graduate, the league's leading scorer, and a league MVP. Kadar Waller. Our officials are discussing something right now. I actually didn't catch why. We're going to get that answer in just a moment. A good opportunity to mention.
Focused on Kadar Waller.
Exactly. Good opportunity to shout out our officials tonight as soon as I can find that. 49-27, UC Riverside leads it early in the second half. Tony Padilla is our lead official. Jeff Campbell, Wilson Holland is our 3-man crew for tonight's game. We'll take a timeout and figure out what in the world's going on here. Highlanders lead by 22 in Riverside. Every minute, yet again for UC Riverside. Henderson slashes to the basket, shoots over Price and puts it in.
He's such a special player, man. He can create space in a telephone booth. You saw him with that crossover and then the tween and then drove into the lane against Price. And Price is a great defender too. So it's really nice to see him be able to do stuff like that.
Jessamy from 13 in and out. Henderson 18 points, 4 assists, 4 steals, and 7 rebounds in one of his best performances in a game they had to have, UC Riverside tonight.
Yeah, that's Gus's guy right there. Followed him from CSU San Bernardino, as we've talked about. And, you know, he's been a great acquisition for the Highlanders so far.
Well, if Henderson is guy 1A for Gus Arginal, guy 1B is Marquis Worthy, who transferred from UMass for more playing time, and he got more playing time. He is the conference's #1 minutes getter, 34.8 minutes per game. He's gone 40 3 times this season, including the game against UC San Diego on Saturday. Waller, the slam dunk. Makai Worthy, a workhorse, and I really want to know what his workout regimen is. To play all 40 is a very tough challenge, and he does it almost every game.
Yeah. He's a really special player. Ben Waller, again, another really special player coming off the bench. He's exactly what they needed. And, you know, you just can't let the Mullet Marauder flush it down right now if you're a Bakersfield.
The Mullet Marauder, I like it. Hardy dishes to Geneste, and that's good.
Exciting to see Geneste back in this lineup because I really think for Bakersfield, he's a huge difference maker. You talked about it. You know, you can't have a big 6'11" guy playing 30 minutes or more than that, but when he's in this lineup, he really changes the look here.
2 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 blocks for Geneste tonight.
I believe he
Highlander
has
ball.
4 now.
He's got 4, that's right, late on the stat change. Colley whips the pass to Worthy, and there's Petit, who left it short. And a leaping rebound from Dylan Pernol, who's into the game for the first time tonight. Wild drive from Hardy, taken away by Andrew Henderson.
Here we go.
Here goes Henderson. No good on the layup, and Price grabs the weak side rebound.
I really thought he was about to slam that.
No shot but a foul inside. Dylan Pernol, who attended the #1 junior college in the country, South Plains College in Levelland, Texas last season, transferred into Cal State Bakersfield. And Dylan Pernol, 2 points a game in 12 games played. Pernol showing some glimpses in limited action this season. And is 60% of the foul line this year. First is no good.
It's a blue out night here at UCR. Looking around, I don't see much blue. They were giving out blue t-shirts at the door. I guess nobody wanted to put them on.
That is amazing. I don't see one blue shirt, or official blue shirt in the fans tonight.
It is good to see this turnout, though, for UCR.
Oh, yeah. Great turnout.
I feel like when there are more students in the stands, the guys play better. I talked with Ben Waller about that. He said it's great to have people in the stands, especially to witness his dunks. Oh!
That's got to explain why we've seen a dunk fest from Waller tonight. He's been very aggressive.
Marquis Worthy with a little bit of a wild pass there. He had a no-look earlier in this game, and he tried to no-look it there to Ben Waller for an alley-oop, but we're not quite on that Chris Paul point guard stuff yet.
Dylan Pernol flips it in over Grady, and that Roadrunner offense, which had a rough first half to say the least, have been significantly better here in the second half.
You know, with a coach like that who's been with the program for 9 years, you really know how to go into the locker room and make halftime adjustments at this point. He's an interim head coach, but I wouldn't say that he's inexperienced at all.
Couple of first-year coaches and a good one tonight from SRC Arena. We've got Big West Conference changes as well. Final score in Santa Barbara. I'll give you that much more after this. UC Riverside up big here at home, 60-39.
Even though your graduates and your seniors are leaving this year, you know, they've really helped build the culture. You talk about BJ Colley, Andrew Henderson. Those guys are good for the program. They really help out, kind of coach up these young guys, and they're kind of like a second coach, almost like an assistant coach, especially when those older guys are helping out the younger guys like a Ben Waller or a DeAndre Petit.
But can I interest you in a front court of DeAndre Petit, Marquis Worthy, Ben Waller next year, and Tyler Jones, and then you got Osiris Grady in the front court. Can I interest you in that for next year?
Oh, I'm excited. I'm excited to see where this UC Riverside team is going. I definitely think they're cementing themselves as an offense and a defense right now. You can tell every guy on this court for the Highlanders is going to be a star in one way or another. Whether it's Henderson, he's going to try to get a contract in the league, or it's our guys that are returning. It's something that you have to expect from them. But don't put too high of expectations. Of course, they're still very young. Even next year, they'll still be very young. So, you got to look at just like we're happy they're returning.
Yeah, absolutely. So, as promised, we have just about a final score. The last minute has taken about 20 minutes from Santa Barbara. CSUN does have the ball up 85-83 with 9 seconds to go in overtime. So, if the scores hold, then Santa Barbara's going to fall a spot. CSUN's going to rise a spot. 4-3 is going to change. And then UC Davis is also going to leapfrog Santa Barbara. So they'll jump up if Davis holds on in Fullerton, 2 spots. So UC Santa Barbara, the nightmare scenario where they fall 2 spots in one day may end up happening from 3 to 5. And then, you know, the madness in the Big West is down to the final 2 weeks.
Yeah, you really live and die by how tight the Big West is this year. You can jump 2 spots or fall 2 spots in an instant. I mean, you've seen it here with the bottom teams in the league who can become top teams in the league in a second. You know, you've seen it with UC San Diego, who last year was a March Madness contender against Michigan. And then they fall this year to close to like 6th or 7th on the chart this year.
The Tom Mark foul a moment ago is ruled a flagrant one. That was the official ruling there. And, you know, this crazy Big West may end up getting a lot more crazier if UC Riverside goes on a run. In order to go on a run, you got to, of course, win tonight. You got to get some help. The first help, Long Beach State losing tonight. They're down by 12 with 9:24 to go in the second half. So they are UC Riverside with that result. If it stands in this one here, UCR would be a half game back of 9 and 3 back of 8. So they need the Beach and Cal Poly to fall, and that first domino appears to be happening. Now, of course, the other challenge is, and I haven't brought it up, we'll talk about it later with our schedule a little bit more. UCR's final 4 games are against top 5 teams in the conference. They don't get any breaks on the schedule.
Well, like we were just talking about, those 5 teams are all teams that you can take down, right? Because this conference is so tight right now that you've seen them before. Anything can happen in this conference.
Yeah. So they play the 5 seed on Saturday. They've got UC Davis at 2. Then they play the 3, then the 4, then the number 1 team, Hawaii, in Honolulu to close the season. Tough stretch, to say the least. But you don't need to win out. If you lose one of those, you still could make the tournament. You need help, but you still can. And of course, once you get in the tournament, anything crazy can happen there. Spin move here from A.J. George, who's had a rough night. Kadar Waller bumped by DeAndre Petit Jr., and he commits his 3rd personal.
Still have to be careful here with these fouls for UCR. If you get too high up there, you're in trouble because 2 guys foul out. This is a completely different game.
This one nearly thrown away. That intended for Pernod, tipped out by Ben Waller.
Gus Arsenal looking for a review right here. No. They're going to signal it off there.
I think it was a good decision not to challenge it. I'm pretty sure that was last touched by UC Riverside, as that one was.
Yeah, looks like Ben Waller kind of knocked it out there. But another guy who has to be careful with fouls here is Tom Mark. He's got 4.
Well, this would be quite the comeback if you're Cal State Bakersfield down by 23. You need some good shot making to help spark the run. That one no good. UC Riverside shooting 46% tonight. Henderson, a big reason why. He missed it, and Waller's no good on the follow. Just a frantic attempt to put it back in. Grady and Waller both tipped it way too strong.
Just looked like a lot of contact in there in the paint. That happens, especially in college men's basketball. Definitely gets gritty in there. Sometimes a lot more gritty than the NBA just because these guys are so raw.
And these officials, they have been consistent. They've called a game with a whole lot of contact. They are holding on to that whistle. 62-39, downhill for Smith. No good, and here is Worthy with a rim run. He's got a 3-on-2, bounces to the freshman. Waller back to Worthy, and Marquis Worthy's got 13 points. Islanders up by 25.
And you like to see that if you're a Highlander fan, because you might get that next year. That's going to be a good little 1-2 punch there next year.
Yeah, Ben Waller and Marquis Worthy. Well, if he's averaging 35 minutes a game this season, Marquis Worthy, what is he, 38 next year? 38 a game?
He might average 40.
Yeah, UC Riverside is at a really strange stretch of no overtime games. Remember the year Wilt Chamberlain averaged something like 50 points. He did it on about 49 minutes a game when there's only 48 in a regulation game.
It's a little.
I'm not saying he's the next Wilt Chamberlain here at UC Riverside, Marquis Worthy, but I'm also not saying, no, just
Definitely different builds there.
yeah, a little bit. Marquis Worthy, a strong 6'4" guard from Anaheim.
I will say, Marquis sometimes plays shifty like he's about 5'4", and then he'll play defense like he's 6'8". So, you know, he's just a really special player that you have here for Gus Argenal. You can kind of put him anywhere on the court, and that's crazy to say because, you know, a lot of the times he looks like one of the smaller guys on the court, but he can do anything.
No good on the three there. So what's interesting is Marquis Worthy averaged 4 points a game at UMass. He didn't play much and he didn't score much, but, you know, that's one of those things, Seth, I don't know about you, but sometimes it's hard to get confidence when you're only playing about 10 minutes a game.
Yeah, it's definitely a confidence thing, and it's just the environment here at UC Riverside. When you get those minutes and you get to play near your hometown, he's from Anaheim, you get to play near your hometown with your family around you. That's something that I think a lot of people don't really understand.
Henderson getting harassed out there by Kadar Waller. Not the best of fouls to commit 45 feet away from the basket. And Andrew Henderson is probably the worst guy to send to the line, 79% this season, as a real marksman out there.
With all the free throw shooting he's done tonight, he might be at 80.
Andrew Henderson, 18 points on 2 for 2 shooting from the free throw line, 7 rebounds, 4 assists, 5 blocks, or 5 steals, in 31 minutes.
And he's going to get a warning for rolling the ball back a second time.
And that one's good from Henderson. A Division II player last season at Cal State San Bernardino. This is a career best 5 steals for Andrew Henderson, and he's now, with the free throw, got 20.
Still with 9:01 to go in this half.
CJ Hardy coming off the broken foot he sustained a month ago at UC Davis. The fact that he's playing at all in conference play is an absolute testament to his toughness. Petit grabs the rebound. Bakersfield shooting 26% tonight. Worthy commits the turnover. No, it was Cawley who committed the turnover. And BJ Cawley has 3 personal fouls now.
And it's not nearly as bad as it has been in the past for fouls for BJ Cawley, but he still has to be careful. You know, the last thing you want to do is foul out near the end of this game. And again, he completely changes this offense, especially with JDD out.
CJ Hardy, his second field goal. He's got 4 points, 4 assists, and 2 rebounds in that starting lineup for head coach Mike Scott.
There's a heavy press here from the Roadrunners.
I'm not quite sure about that strategy, Seth. I mean, there's over 8 minutes to go.
Yeah, you know, I think they saw Riverside kind of struggle with it in the past, especially at the beginning of this game, if you remember, with the backcourt and the 5 second, and they're just trying to pressure him into some mistakes. It doesn't always go your way, but it doesn't hurt to try.
74%er, Marquis Worthy missed the free throw. And here comes Dalen Smith. So that press did end up working in that half court.
Pick up a foul though, which again for the Roadrunners is something you don't want to see.
Not a whole lot of fouls early in the game, but the whistles have been blowing as of late. Dalen Smith draws one inside on,
I believe.
Didn't quite get that one. Was that Ben Waller?
I believe so.
Yep, it was Ben Waller. Cal State Bakersfield is 16 for 19 from the free throw line tonight. Their problem has not been from there. Dylan Pernell, who did not play against the Highlanders when they met in Bakersfield last month. Pernod has 4 points tonight, 66-45.
We talked about Pernod being from the #1 JUCO in the nation.
And JUCO basketball, if you want to see some good hoops, I mean, JUCO basketball gets slept on pretty regularly. You know, there's a lot of great players that come out of there.
Oh, yeah. Got a few players on the Highlanders as well that come from JUCO. A lot of these guys bounce around a lot.
Absolutely. Andrew Henderson was, if I'm not mistaken, a JUCO kid before he went to San Bernardino. More on that in a moment. 66-45 with 7:44 to go in Riverside. And then the Beach are 2.5 back of the final spot, and UC Riverside is 3 back if they win tonight and all the scores hold the way they have. Did you catch any of that?
Oh, yeah, I got that.
All right, cool.
I'm thinking about BJ Colley, how usually the big men are not that great from the free throw line, but he's pretty good.
Yeah, free throw shooting exhibition between these two tonight. These two teams.
BJ Colley shooting 71.6 from the free throw line.
And these two teams are shooting about 84% for the game at the charity stripe. Highlanders at 87%. AJ George, a rough night for George, but he does drill the fall-away jumper. 1 for 8 before that field goal. George has got 4.
That's a good confidence bucket right there. If you can keep that up, you know, the game's not over. A lot of people like to think that the game is over, but we saw Tracy McGrady go for 13 in like 30 seconds or whatever that was. That was crazy. Anything can happen, man.
UC Riverside has been beaten points in the paint just about every game this season. And those little tip-ins over the course of a 40-minute game could really come back to hurt you.
And Gus really not letting up. You can see him right in front of us getting real excited about every...
Highlanders are very fortunate that the Roadrunners are 1 for 7 from the three-point line. There's 355 teams in America. Cal State Bakersfield shooting threes, they're in the bottom 5. Only 4 schools are worse at shooting the 3-ball in the country than Bakersfield. Bounce to Makai Worthy. Marquis Worthy. 16 points, 5 rebounds for Worthy.
Yeah, he's a special guy, man. He really just scores from anywhere on the court.
Now, Marquis Worthy, my apologies, 71-49 after the bucket from George. Worthy gets hit. It appeared Pernod just tipped it out clean. No, they'll call a foul on Pernod.
Yeah, that was a hard hit on Marquis Worthy Jr. there.
Yes, but he did touch the ball as he got hit, did Pernod. Wouldn't be my favorite job if I had to pick one to be an official.
No.
Not even close.
Especially sometimes when the parents are yelling at you. Parents still show up to the college games, by the way, folks. Lots of parents.
There was a time where they didn't, you think?
I don't know. I just thought, you know, you transition from high school to college, the parents don't show up anymore. You're all over the place.
Yeah,
but
you know what? That's true. That's true.
I've seen...
And you know what, man? Everything's on ESPN now, so...
There's parents from North Dakota here. A lot of parents from North Dakota here. I wonder if they travel with the team.
Oh, that is a thing. That is a thing. Definitely for football, it's a thing.
Oh, yeah.
And basketball, I believe it's a thing pretty regularly as well. And if you're a travel school like Hawaii, it absolutely is.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my.
Henderson, he's got it.
Did you see that move Henderson put on? The way that he crossed over right there, I mean, that was beautiful. For Purnell was guarding him. It was just a cross. Purnell got lost, completely took his ankles. Purnell was looking the opposite direction. That was just an amazing move by Henderson.
Henderson calling for it, and the 3 is good. Hotter than a blowtorch with 5:11 to go. Andrew Henderson, 26 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists, a career-high 5 steals. This was a de facto playoff game, and Andrew Henderson took the baton, and he's running with it.
Yeah, that's a bad man right there.
Up by 29 in Riverside. And the Beach, if the Highlanders are to come back and win a spot into the tournament, Long Beach State losing is part of that equation. So good news for them today. Pernod lobs it inside, and BJ Cawley commits the foul, and that's a big one, 4 on Cawley. Everett Washington, BJ Cawley.
Definitely just not what you want to see, but only 5 minutes left in this game. BJ with 4 fouls. See if you can not foul, because you don't have Jalen Daniel Dalton. That's a huge piece to miss, especially because he can come in for BJ. And right now, your second in command here for BJ is going to be probably Dylan Godfrey.
Yep.
And OG is out of the game right now, so you could probably bring him back in for BJ.
Playing smart basketball is really all you need by this point, even if BJ Cawley fouls out with the big lead for UCR.
You can definitely tell that UCR had this one marked off on their calendar from the last time they played on January 8th, where CSU Bakersfield won by 1 point on the final shot from UCR. Definitely just a tough loss for UCR. They've been thinking about that since then.
2 on the way from BJ Cawley, and the first is good. You know, this would be a big win nonetheless for UC Riverside. Whether they make it or not, just building some, continuity for this team. And, they proved that even with this season starting to go awry, that they have the ability to put it all together. Like, tonight's performance was very impressive considering the stakes.
Yeah, especially with just like a momentum builder here. If you really want to win out these games, this is a big game to win, just to kind of, get your head back in the game from a little streak of losses there, where, you're not playing bad basketball, you're just playing really good teams.
Price with the bucket and the foul. UC Riverside, part of their struggles as of late, 2-13 overall over the last 15 games, has been just a very thin bench. I mean, Roadrunner is even more severe than UC Riverside, but when you've got your guys, Marquis Worthy and Andrew Henderson, averaging a combined 33 points per game, yet you are still bottom in the Big West in scoring, I mean, that just tells you that they haven't gotten a whole lot of help all season from the rest of the team.
Yeah, no, if you've watched these games, you know that it's just a lack of scoring from the bench and also from the rest of the starting lineup, something that I talked about earlier. And you really have to be careful because, oh my.
Yeah. BJ Cawley with his first field goal today, but he's got 10 due to his efforts at the foul line. A great slam dunk and a block there to put the exclamation point on a resounding win for UC Riverside. Henderson, in the middle of a great game, missed it. We've got a injury from Kadar Waller here as he is down and he is hurt.
Purnell.
Is that Dylan Purnell?
Or Price?
Oh, no, actually, we were both wrong. Mike Price. We'll look at the upcoming schedule and a look at the numbers tonight and much more when we return to Riverside. Highlanders up big at SRC Arena. To close the year. But they needed to take care of business tonight, and they have. Led by Andrew Henderson's 26 points, 7 rebounds, and 5 assists, along with a career-high 5 steals. And that great defense, too. UCR 3-12 away from win number 3 of the Big West season. Or win number 4, sorry, the Big West season.
Yeah, if you're a CSU Bakersfield fan, the last thing you want to see is Mike Price go down after he was having a 14-point night.
Yeah.
One of the bright spots in this offense.
Right.
Shot clock lines down here.
Andrew Henderson over 2 defenders, missed it, and Waller's there to flip it in. Highlanders a league low 72 points per game. They've got 84 already. and they've shot 45% from the field tonight. A bounce-back performance against the Roadrunners.
Yeah, huge credit to Gus Arginal and his offense, you know, through adversity, through everything, just finding their way to a win tonight.
Decorated young player from Bakersfield Christian High School, Bentley Waller, a redshirt freshman, there for the layup with about 2 minutes left in a wire-to-wire phenomenal performance from UC Riverside. Waller on the back door, missed it but was fouled with 2:03 to play.
Yeah, we keep talking about it, but he really is such a special player. Freshman Ben Waller, the Australian from Victoria, Australia. You know, just the way that he's grown into himself this season. Started off as kind of a fringe bench player, might get some minutes here and there, but now he will come in for 15, 20, and he'll really play hard. He'll get you a few buckets. He'll get you some rebounds. And obviously great on defense, and that's what the Highlanders need from now.
Averaging about 10 points per 32 minutes. Those are some pretty good numbers for Ben Waller. Is just a true freshman coming out of Australia.
See E.J. Spillman, Tyler Jones, and Dylan Godfrey come in here. E.J. Spillman, not a name that we get to call often, but he is a true freshman, real deal if you watch him play. He's a big guard. He's got good size on him.
Yeah, wearing number 2. He's got the ball right now with the long hair. E.J. Spillman. Here's his one try tonight, and that's good.
Yeah, like I said, he is the real deal. I see him near the dining hall sometimes.
He's at the all-time leader in points and assists at Pacifica Christian High School. A little cafeteria bias from you, Seth. But E.J. Spillman is quite the athlete, 6'4". He's a guard, but built like a big. And clearly he's got the wheels to be able to get past the defender.
Yeah, no, there's definitely a college player build that we've been seeing a lot more often, where they're bigger guards who can finish at all 3 levels. EJ, I've seen him dunk, I've seen him hit the 3, I've seen him hit a nice midi. He can lay it up. He's got some finesse, and he's got the size to kind of bully guys in the paint. Especially if you put a mismatch on him, he will take advantage of that.
People are very quick to forget. Remember the big guard Ben Simmons out of LSU, Rookie of the Year in the NBA, an all-star. Yes, his career didn't pan out in the end, but those big slashing guards, they can win at any level.
Hey, I'm still looking for a Ben Simmons comeback, man. Don't count him out just yet. He'll do it. He just needs to regain his confidence. But yeah, you saw DJ Burns at NC State last year, and he was tearing it up. He was a March Madness legend, and he wasn't a guard, but he was a big
maybe switch forward or something like that.
Yeah, he can shoot the tray ball.
So can this guy, Dylan Godfrey.
He's a great shooter, but he's also a good lockdown defender in the paint. You know, he's got a big wingspan.
And we'll talk about him and all the guys coming in here in just a moment, as we'll interview head coach Gus Arginal shortly after conclusion of this game. Make sure to stay tuned right here on ESPN. And also, Christian Filament will be back, J.R. Liebert on the call Saturday at 2 when the Highlanders play host to UC Davis. And when that game gets going, the Highlanders still 3 back with 5 to go. Will be in the conversation of the Big West tournament, despite the many struggles here in the back half of the season. I mean, it's all you could ask for. 2 weeks left in the year, and the Highlanders are alive. And they do have a loss to give. They could technically lose once and still be alive as well.
I'm sure they don't want to do that,
Nope.
but you know, you definitely need Cal Poly to lose some games there, as you were saying. So hopefully for the Highlanders, if they want to stay in this, they need Cal Poly to lose tonight to Hawaii. Did that already happen?
No, they tip off in a little bit, but
We're on West Coast time.
yeah, I hear you. That game is just getting underway, but Swillman blocked. This crowd was going to go crazy if he laid that one in.
I'm telling you, he's got some moves, man. I've seen him work on stuff. I've seen him in the open runs And of course, D1 players against some UC Riverside students are going to always show out. But
Oh man, I got no invite for that. Oh, that would have been awesome.
I'll tell you right now, when you're going up against him, it's tough because, like we said, his size and speed for him is really something special. You'll see him soon here. But I'm going to take the headset off so that Gus Arginal.
Just a minute before you go, and make sure to return afterwards. I'll get your final thoughts then too. But unless Andrew Henderson, great night tonight. UC Riverside overall, your thoughts?
Definitely, yeah, I know. Andrew Henderson, he's going to do what he does. He had 39 the other day. Marquis Worthy also had a great game. I think it was just a great effort. You like to see the point spread for UCR, something that you don't get often. Baller with 15 off the bench. That's something that they've been looking for, and it's something that they did tonight. If they want to keep winning, they have to keep doing that.
Absolutely. We'll get Gus Arginal in a minute. He threw a little curveball on us.
Yeah, he kind of swerved us. It's okay.
That's right. UC Riverside wins this one tonight, 93-65. And Gus Arginal joins the program after a impressive win.
Thank you so much.
Glad you're with us.
I
Head
appreciate
coach,
it.
Gus Arginal,
Thank you.
congratulations.
It's good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you as well, Coach. Your thoughts tonight? I mean, there's a lot of ways you can go after a performance like that.
Yeah, you know, I've been waiting for this team to have a defensive night like that, and I thought holding them to 32% from the floor, 22 from three, like that's how we want these guys to play, and they've stuck with it, so they deserve this night. It's a great win leading into another tough game on Saturday against UC Davis, who plays so tough, but you know, Bakersfield, they're known as a tough, scrappy, athletic, junkyard dogs. So you have to bring an A game defensively, and I thought we did that tonight. You know, and Mike does a great job with his squad, but we were ready to play tonight.
Do you feel like your defensive strategy changed at all, or do you think finally the game plan just clicked for you guys?
You know, I think it's a focus of the guys, and again, we've been playing solid basketball. What it takes is both sides of the ball. The offensive side to be clicking, sharing the ball. I don't know how many assists we had. We probably didn't have as many as we would have wanted.
10 in the first half.
18 total.
18 for the game.
So when the ball flows like that, I think your defense gets even better. And again, I thought we got out in transition. And so it always starts with us defensively. Some teams can just score. We want to defend and then score.
Andrew Henderson, another special night. In fact, probably his best night ever with all that he was able to do. You were with him at San Bernardino, and then you're with him here. What's it like coaching him, and then what's it like seeing him play like that tonight?
Well, the biggest thing is you wanted to come out on a winning, night. So he's had 39 points or 38 points, and to get this on a win, really happy for him as we kind of hit this tail end stretch. And again, we want to play our best basketball. We talked about this since the summer, in the middle of February into March, and so I'm really happy that they're clicking and playing a lot better tonight.
Absolutely. So a couple games left. You got 5 to go. If you want to make the tournament, it'd be good to win at least 4 out of the 5. But I'm sure you're not thinking that. You're thinking next game on Saturday.
It's coach talk, but it really is for us. It's been like that all year because, as we have ups and downs, the biggest thing you can focus on is just the next one. 1 in a row is what we always say. And so we're just worried, or focused on the next one, which is UC Davis. And it'll be a big challenge, and we got to get back. Let's get 2 in a row now.
Yeah, so. It's hard to ask this after such an emotional game, but your thoughts of this season for you, your team, and so this is your first trip into Division I as a head coach. Yeah. What's the experience been like for you?
Well, there's ups and downs of every season, and the biggest thing that we've talked about is our team going to fight throughout the season, and they've done that. Like they've continued to battle. Sure, we've had a lot of close games and 1-2 possession games that have gone our way and not gone our way, and so it's learning. There's always the frustrations that you want to have 5 more wins or whatever that may be, but with our team, what I love is they haven't stopped.
Yeah,
and I think that's the mark of a winner, of a competitor, is to keep battling, and we're doing that. So I've had a lot of fun. And I want to get some more wins and finish off the season.
For sure. Last question for you, Coach. What can we expect for you guys the next couple of weeks? What are we going to see out of your team the last few weeks?
Well, I hope we hold teams at 32%. But I think right now, I think they're going to play with urgency because we have a group where we have 3 seniors. Jalen Daniel Dalton's done for the year, unfortunately. So we're playing for our seniors. We're playing to have a great finish to a season that, again, it's my first run, like you talked about, but we're building blocks for this program, right now. So, again, you're going to see us play with great urgency and desperation.
All right, well, we're looking
so
forward
much.
to seeing that. The game's on Saturday at 2 right here on ESPN. That's Coach Gus Arginal. And we'll bring Seth back in here to wrap it up as UC Riverside comes away with a commanding win, 93-65. Just to catch up on that interview there as we look at the stats, Coach's 2 points, and you brought it up at the half. He was most thrilled about that number right there, 18 assists, and then the defense, holding them to 32% from the field. Of all the things that they did tonight, those were the 2 things he loved the most.
Yeah, those assists really just show how much of a team that they're playing as. That's what you want to see from a group of transfers, and you want to see them mesh like that. And to go in the latter half where there are must-wins like that, to see them pass the ball around like that is really good as a coach.
Mm-hmm. And he also mentioned Andrew Henderson. I said, wow, this was probably the greatest performance that he's had as a basketball player. And he was saying, I think actually he had better ones last week. Andrew Henderson in the middle of a great year, our player of the game with 26 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, and 5 steals. We'll look at the highlights as we wrap it up here. Seth, final thoughts of this one?
Yeah, definitely just a great game overall. I think in the second half, Highlanders definitely limited their turnovers, which is something that they're looking to do going forward. And overall, I think the Highlanders needed this momentum to roll into the final latter part of their games.
Highlanders just 3 games back of the final tournament spot with 5 games to go. For Seth Myers and the rest of our outstanding broadcast team, I am Nick Rice. Thanks so much for watching college basketball in the Big West on ESPN. Highlanders a winner tonight, 93-65.